Local Llama podcast, and today it would be my first podcast, so welcome here. I'm coming to you from Manitoba, Canada, and I'm Natasha, and I will be your host today. I decided to make this podcast quite a while ago, but never actually started doing it, so today is the day. And today is September 2nd, 2018, and the weather outside is just gorgeous. Autumn started to come to us slowly, and some leaves are yellow, reddish, and green, and smell in the air just fresh autumn air. And garden is almost over, just few things left there to take care of. And yesterday I was canning some apple juice, which is really awesome to have in winter time. And whole house was smelling so nicely. It was smell of apples with cherries together. I don't know, those small apples, they just made such a wonderful smell around the house. And today I'll be drinking tea, and if you just want to know what kind of tea, it's called dirty chai, and it's mixed of chai with espresso coffee. I never tried this tea before, but when I went last time grocery shopping and I saw this new tea, I thought, oh, I must try it, because I love all kinds of teas, like many different kinds, and I also love coffee, and I drink it black. So, and I just thought to go through podcast, a cup of tea, warm tea might help me. And today in the morning I woke up and I felt a little bit like my throat was a little bit rough. So I thought, yeah, I should have tea with me to go through this podcast. Also, this podcast would be mostly about knitting. Also, like I'll talk about my knitwear designs, maybe about pattern releases that I designed and made and published, and also I love to dye yarn. Like you can see some yarn behind me. That's what I dyed, and I'm selling it on Etsy. But I'll talk about my Etsy shop like more to the end of a podcast. So if you want to hear about that, then stay tuned till the end. And whoever doesn't interested in yarn, then you can just skip that part. And in the beginning, I would like to start with some finished objects that I knitted and I finished them, and then I would slowly move into my knitting progress, like whatever I have on needles, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about my future plans. And first of all, maybe I should say a few words about myself. Currently I live in Canada, but I was born in Soviet Union country, which was a union of, if I'm saying right, 16 countries. And in 1991, so most countries, they became independent. So I was in Ukraine, so Ukraine became independent country. So I lived kind of in Soviet Union, SSSR, and then I was living in independent Ukraine. And then like 8 years ago we moved to Canada. So since then I've been living in Canada. So I'm both Ukrainian and Canadian, kind of, you can say. And I started to knit when I was very small, at the age of 7. And my mom taught me how to knit. Like she was most into sewing. Like she was sewing lots, and she was designing clothing and sewing clothes, and she was sewing them for herself and for other people. So I was able to see and to watch her, like basically all my life, and see mm, how clothes, how they look like when they're just in pieces and when they're not sewn together yet. So it gives me probably a very good idea how garments, how to make them, how to create them, and how separate pieces should look like when before you put them together in one whole garment. So um, yeah, and I think I wasn't passionate knitter when I was just starting, because it was very hard. I did lots of mistakes when I was knitting. I had different holes in my garments, and edges they weren't straight, and my stitches they weren't same, even, like they were so uneven, and like, and yarn, like if you know anything about Soviet Union, it's like we had stores, but all the shelves and everything were empty. Like you couldn't go and buy stuff what you want to buy. We had money, but we didn't have opportunity to buy things. And just I recently heard very interesting story about a lady who lived in Soviet Union, but she was a bit older than I am, so she would remember more things and she would remember more stuff. So she was telling her story how she loved to knit, and but it was really hard to get yarn. And usually it was like if something comes to the stores and you have this huge lineup, and people line up and stay in line maybe for a day or half a day, and they're buying whatever store has. So she said one time there was they brought 4 colors of a beautiful yarn and also knitting magazine. So she went and she was standing in a line for a whole day to get that yarn. So she bought this knitting magazine with instructions like about different designs, and also she got a yarn. It was the most beautiful yarn, and first time in her life she was able to knit a garment in new yarn that was actually sold at the store. So she said she liked one pattern that was on the cover of a magazine, so she knitted that sweater in 2 weeks or quicker. And then she was so proud of herself. She put on that garment and she went outside, and she thought she would look so unique, and like, you know, she has this beautiful handmade item with irons and stuff like that. So but when she went outside, she saw many people who were wearing the same sweater in same color of the yarn. So it was very frustrating to see. um, so we had a lot of those. So it was not really fun to do things from low quality yarn and stuff like that. So now I have opportunity to buy different yarns, beautiful yarns. I can dye yarn myself, and it just amazing, and it just gives you so much energy, so much satisfaction to work with good materials and to create very beautiful garments. So first finished object, it's on me. That's a very beautiful top that I made out of cotton yarn. Actually this cotton yarn is made in Canada, so like you wouldn't see very often yarn that was actually made in Canada. So for me it was fun to find this yarn and buy it and actually make garment out of it. And even though it's cotton, like cotton often tends to be like harsh yarn, but this one is really nice and soft, and I wash it in a washing machine and then I just stick it in a dryer, and it just behaving very good and nice, and I really love it. So it has this flower stitch around my neck and also on the sleeves, and also here you can see and the back. So it's very nice and summery, like very nice for summer. It's not hot and just perfect. I really like it. And second, my finished object is this very interesting jumper. It has very very wide neckline and very interesting raglan line because it has kind of small sleeves and oversized body. So sleeves would go right on like on the arms, and it has very interesting design, and also on the bottom, and it's a bit short. Maybe I would want to have it like one more repeat of this pattern down, but when I bought yarn, I didn't buy enough, so I would want to have one more ball. But when I went back to the store, it was, they had orange color, but it was already different batch of dyeing. Excuse me. So color wasn't exactly the same. So, but when I finished it and I put it on, it looks actually quite nice. So I like it, and it would be one of my designs. It will be published soon, so I just need to write, do all the writing, right, and all the testing, and then publishing, and so it's also made out of cotton. So I'm really pleased with this finished object, and I really like it. So it's my second finished object for this last month. Also, I felt like winter is coming, and so I wanted to be ready. I wanted to make some kind of cardigan with color work, and I bought some yarn. It's orange color, but it's interesting because it shines with a little bit like greenish shine. I don't know if you can see it, but it's I bought it on eBay, this yarn, and it's 100% alpaca, but it's like really chunky, like worsted. And I found this pattern online on Garn Studio. It's free pattern, and I just fell in love in these beautiful flowers. So it's really, I have here, it says handmade here, and also here I had handmade, and buttons. I also ordered on eBay. They're wooden buttons, and they're really nice. Like you can wash them in a washing machine and dry them in a dryer, and they stay the same. So that's what I like about them. Also, like after I washed it, the color, like orange yarn, started to leak on my light gray color. So I was really trying to wash it quickly, and but still you can see some orange spreading. And this pattern was written for fingering weight yarn, but I just redid a little bit pattern and adjusted it to worsted yarn. It's really nice and really soft and warm, and I really like it. So I'll be ready for winter. I'm sure it wouldn't be only one cardigan that I'll have, but I mean, I like it very much. Also, I've been working on some baby hats. In at the end of October in Steinbeck we will have a Christmas craft sale. So I thought I would make like some different little cute baby bonnets or baby hats. Something like that. That's for newborn. And also different pattern, like different shape like that. It's super cute too. I have already like 16 of them and knitting more. And here it's a totally different pattern. So 3 of those, and now I'll talk about my work in progress. And because I started to talk about hats, I'll show you another one that I'm knitting. This one would be more like this pattern. So, here you go. This one will be a little bit bigger one. From this, it's baby softy acrylic yarns. And I'm working on this beautiful white one. It's wool and alpaca, and it's super hairy. This one will be for my daughter for winter. It should be really warm. So I'm just slowly working on it. It's like no rush because winter is still far away. And what else I've been working? Oh, I've been working on a sweater, which many of you might know. It's Birkin by Caitlin Hunter. And it's this pattern is very interesting. I saw lots of people knitting up sweaters like that, and actually it's first time in my life that I bought pattern from somebody. So it's not because looking at the picture I would be able just very easy knit sweater like this by myself, because to me it's nothing complicated in this pattern. But I was just so amazed at this lady who invested her time and energy into writing up this pattern and making it available for everyone. So I just thought I'd like to buy a pattern first time in my life and just try to follow actually somebody else's writing. Like usually I have pattern in my head and I just follow my own instructions from my head, right? I just don't even have to write it down. But I just thought it would be kind of fun to be thankful to Caitlin that she wrote this pattern and just try to follow instructions and see how it goes. So I had a bit trouble finding yarns, because actually some people they dye yarn for that pattern and they sell it, but usually those kits they were all sold out. So I was searching for 2 months, and then I thought, oh whatever, if there is no kits available, I'll just buy yarn separately. I'll just choose it online. Like we don't have stores with yarn very close by. Like it's quite a ways to go to the closest store. So I thought I would just buy online and yeah, and just choose my own colors. But when yarn arrived, I only liked this purple color, and I liked this one. So usually people use mustard color. I decided to use this pinkish reddish color. So I like that color, but green and blue I didn't like at all. And also main color was dark. Like it wouldn't look good together. Like, you know, on a picture it was light and nice color, and I thought it will create nice background for those beautiful flowers. But it wasn't. So I decided to dye my own yarn for main color. So that's how it looks. Just beautiful. I love it so much. And I'll show you my progress. I started a while ago already, but I would be finished already with this sweater if I would let myself, because it's so addictive. Like those colors and flowers, they're just so beautiful. So I allow myself to knit only 2 rows a day. just to stretch my enjoyment of this beautiful pattern. And also look at this gray color, how it looks. It just looks so gorgeous, just perfect for that sweater. So I love it very much, and I think I'll enjoy wearing it also as much as I enjoy knitting it. So I have another work in progress, and this garment is knitted up from kid silk. And these are beautiful needles. I just love them. They're wooden, and I got them at Knitwear. And it's just beautiful, beautiful. It would be a cardigan too, as well. And yarn that I'm using, it's kid silk. 75% of mohair and 25% silk. So, and also on Knitwear, they also sell this kind of yarn and lots of others. So I don't think it would be challenged to buy, because drops are located in Britain, so it's a bit hard to buy. So that's how far I got. At first I thought, oh, no way I would be able to knit from this such a very fine yarn, but it's actually addictive. When you start knitting, like first I tried to knit on a metal needles, and it was pretty hard because they were heavier. So I got these needles from Knitwear. They had some kind of like you can try these needles if you order, like if your order is qualifies for free needles, then you can get them. So I got those and I love them. Now I want to have kit of them, right? Like all sizes. So this cardigan would be really nice, very light and warm, and it also will be one of my patterns available on Ravelry when I finish it. And next I bought this yarn, and it says Shawl in a Ball by Lion Brand, and it's yeah, it's 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, and 5 metallic. It's very interesting yarn. It has cotton inside, and then around it probably acrylic and metallic wrapped around. So it's very interesting yarn, and it changes color. So I decided not to make a shawl out of it. I decided to make and design a sweater. So it's a sleeve. So what I'm going to do, like I can see that 2 balls would be plenty enough. So I'll make sleeves same color. So I'll start second sleeve exactly from same color. So sleeves would be changing colors the same, and the rest I will just knit body and just let colors change and create their own design. So I think it should look good too. And what else? Here I have hat tuque that I knitted out of this gorgeous tweed. So it has merino, baby alpaca, and some tweed, small speckles, and it would be my next pattern. So it's all finished. I just need to cut off this yarn from the inside, and it looks really nice. It's not for me, but it's not my color, but I'll just put it on to show you how it looks. So not too bad, right? I really love this design, and the top of this hat is made really nice, because all those braids are getting smaller and smaller until they disappear in the middle. So I'm very pleased with this hat. I really liked how it turned out, and I like this beautiful gorgeous border, and it's double, so it's made seamlessly, and also very easy pattern to knit on. And this yarn, all these colors is available on my Etsy shop. So they're just gorgeous. I would choose orange because I really love orange. But if I would, oops, look at this blue, sky blue. Gray with pink. Just beautiful. Okay. What else? Also, I have available at my store Christmas collection, because Christmas is coming so quick, and if you want to knit like socks or anything for your loved ones, it feels like you have a lot of time, but actually it's not that much time. So I thought it would be nice to have Christmas yarn already in my shop, and it has red sparkles. Just take on and show it closer. And some of them have more speckles, some have less, or like they're pretty same probably. And also green one. And this green, it has speckles, not speckles but glitter, a little bit of glitter. I don't know if you're able to see it because it's just so nice and gentle. It just gives such a good feeling of Christmas. So all the links to my Etsy shop or to my social media sites, I'll leave under this video below in a box, like information box, and you can find, which is beautiful. So there are like many more choices that you can go and check out. And my older daughter, she's working on a logo for me. So it's Loco Llama, crazy llama. Llama on purpose with one L, just for look. And she's crazy, that llama. And she was at the store and she actually found me this cup which says "Not my problema." Just beautiful, and it's like mug, like that keeps tea warm. So I really love it. And that's about it. About my knitting progress, and about my patterns and yarn dyeing. Just lots. Just love it. So my main problem is not to use yarns that I dye and actually sell it, because after I dye it, I love it so much that I just can't not to make from it. So especially this one. I didn't show you probably on purpose. See, it's pink with purple speckles, and it has also some glitter in it, so 5% of glitter, and bright pink. Pink has red speckles, and light pink has purple speckles, and it's just gorgeous. So after I'm done working on Birkin sweater, if this is not sold, I'll just make shawl out of it. I just thought for shawls it would be so beautiful. Yeah. So I was so glad talking to you today. I was so glad to see you today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast as much as I did, and I hope to videotape these podcasts more often. I don't know, maybe every 2 weeks or as quick as I get to it. But I really enjoyed this one, so if I do enjoy it, then maybe I'll do it more often. So visit my Instagram Ravelry page, visit my, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, Loco Llama, and don't forget to like this video if you liked it. And have happy knitting. Bye.